Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
What? Okay, well, has this always been a thing? Where have I been?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Smacked Raw podcast, WWE FastLane recap edition. We're your hosts, Kyle Tyson, Katie, Bebe. Damn, Katie, it's official. No more stops left on the way to WrestleMania.
Thank God.
Yeah.
There shouldn't have been this stop.
So the big question to be asked, how was this stop? How was FastLane?
Honestly, it wasn't too bad. The matches didn't seem super drawn out or anything. I mean, the longest match was the main event, and you probably could have combined 3 of the other matches to be the length of the main event. But it wasn't a bad show. 2.5 hours, give or take. Not bad at all.
I think that always helps a pay-per-view if you just shorten it. I love a short pay-per-view.
Yes.
You know? Me and Kevin, we went toe-to-toe about this. Like, I don't want pay-per-views over 3 hours. Get me in and get me out in under 3 hours, man. It was good, though. I mean, we had finally a lot of WrestleMania story development take place. None of this whole, you knew like so many of these matches were just placeholders for the real story. So it was good to see some stuff. You know what was awkward though is almost every match shared a similar theme of a lot of trash talk in the ring, and then several of the matches open hand slaps to the face. A lot of slaps tonight. Did you find that odd? Did you pick up on that?
Well, I didn't notice it until you said something in the chat, and I was like, oh, you're right. The trash talking I've noticed a lot more since, like, pandemic era started.
Uh-huh.
Because there's no live crowd, doesn't drown them out or anything. And they're focused more on it, especially with Roman alone. But, yeah, there are a lot of trash talk.
Pretty much. It was almost like every match from the Big E Apollo Crews match forward was heavy trash talk. Now that one was the heaviest, I think.
That or the main event.
That's true. Yeah, the main event.
You could also say Drew and Sheamus too.
Yeah,
They all had a lot of trash talk.
They all had it.
Yeah, even Rollins and Nakamura did too.
Yeah, man. Hey, Shane Dono 210, welcome to the stream, my friend. If you're not familiar with the show, we are a wrestling recap podcast. We stream here on twitch.tv/puttingyouover. You can catch us streaming after Raw, AEW Dynamite, and SmackDown go off the air. You can also catch on the off days, the Putting You Over show, where streamer invites a whole plethora of guests in the wrestling industry, from interviewers, wrestlers, photographers, you name it. Putting You Over is a fascinating watch whenever you're not catching your WWE or AEW recaps. If you want an NXT recap, Wednesday night we shoot that over on twitch.tv/Smacked Raw podcast. You catch Katie and RN recapping NXT every week.
Yep.
So
exciting.
What'd you think of the Fiend?
I said it in the chat. He looks like a straight up demon out of hell. I love it.
You like it? I see it's very polarizing. A lot of people hate it. A lot of people like it. Not too much apathetic. A lot of people share strong opinions about it.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. I liked the mask. The outfit was kind of jarring for me. But I liked the mask. And I did like the arm, the whole charred skin, like, so you get the forearm up and it's just all like burnt skin, like Freddy Krueger stuff. That was pretty dope.
Exactly. Straight out of hell. It works. And like Bliss even had like an undead makeup to her, and I didn't put 2 and 2 together at first, but now it kind of makes sense. He literally came out of hell.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to think of what it reminds me of. I want to say it reminds me of Jason Goes to Hell. Definitely got those Jason vibes. I wonder what's going to be different with the Fiend, you know?
Yeah, we might find out tomorrow.
Yeah. So there's obviously no Bray Wyatt anymore, right? You can't have Bray Wyatt. Is Bray Wyatt back? Too? Normal Bray?
I don't think. I think Bray's done for a while at least.
Yeah.
Because you can't.
Firefly Funhouse. You caught how they kept trying to play the Firefly Funhouse. They didn't go to the Fiend's theme or Alexa Bliss's. I think they were really trying to emphasize like how warped and broken the Funhouse is. Like it's no more. That's interesting. I found that really interesting. If you ever miss a live stream, please catch us on youtube.com/SmackedRawPodcast. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. You can catch our audio podcast pretty much everywhere. And then lastly, make sure to read up on your wrestling news by going over to WrestlingNewsWorld.com. Bookmark the page. Ton of talented writers over there. They don't just do news. They do recaps themselves, throwbacks, a whole bunch of fun stuff. Everything wrestling related. All right, you want to get into this show? Start breaking this thing down.
Let's go.
All right. So I didn't get like thorough notes until pretty much Old Spice. So if I forget anything, I'm gonna lean on you.
Okay.
So we started the night off in the kickoff show with a very good match between Matt Riddle and Mustafa Ali, excuse me. This kicked off the trash talking for the night. Every time Ali got any offense in, he kept running over to Retribution, asking if they can see it. Listen, Ali, 2 of your guys are 7 feet tall. They're practically in the ring with you, okay? They can see everything you're doing. But no, he was trying to send a message to Retribution, like how to get the job done. And to be fair, Ali looked really good in the ring. By the end of the match, I was like low key cheering for him. Like I was like, yeah, get it, Ali. But ultimately, Matt Riddle ended up winning, and the real story came after the match. Katie, what'd you think of Ali and what went down afterwards?
So I only caught this on Twitter because I forgot like the kickoff show was a thing. I was like, it's
shit.
like almost 7:00. I should probably turn this on. But I caught the tail end of Mace and T-Bar, the double choke slam to Ali.
So when he lost, he berated them. So the whole match, he was, like I said, telling them to pay attention. This is how you get it done. And after the match, he completely flipped, berated them, told them they were the ones that failed, like he does every week. And it was enough. It finally was enough. First to break was Reckoning. She walked off. As she was walking up the ramp, I saw her taking the mask off, but they quickly panned away. Next to go was Slapjack. He'd had enough. He walked off. And then, Ali was in there slapping T-Bar and Mace around, and they had enough. They gave him the double choke slam. I forget what they call it, but they gave him a double choke slam.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Retribution looks like they are done for. God, I hope they take the masks off. Please don't go forward as Slapjack, Reckoning, T-Bar, and Mace. Take the masks off.
Please don't.
Although I would, if they do change, I'll miss T-Bar on Twitter, because his Twitter game's fucking fantastic.
His Twitter game is actually amazing.
Yeah.
But just let Dijak be Dijak.
Mm-hmm.
Enough. Let Mia Yim in with the women's division. They need something else because it's a mess.
Yeah, man.
Awful.
Mia Yim, her highlight since coming to the main roster is faking a seizure in the ring. That's been
I forgot about that.
That's been the highlight of her main roster call up. Yeah. First match of the night was the women's tag match. This thing was getting berated online. You have Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks taking on Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. And it was a match. I mean, it just, for one, I didn't pick up. So on Raw, SmackDown, Shayna accidentally cost Nia the championship when she accidentally kicked her. I didn't really see them play off of that tonight. Did I miss anything?
I mean, as soon as Nia and Shayna came out and they were in the ring, it was Bianca and Banks were arguing with each other, Nia and Shayna were arguing with each other, and then it was like little tiny snippets of trash talk between Nia and Shayna the whole time.
Okay.
Again, trash talk.
Red trash talk, the reoccurring theme. The match was pretty straightforward up until the end. Bianca hit a 450 splash. Reginald caused the distraction, costing her the win. Sasha Banks attached Reginald. Bianca gets rolled up, I believe, shortly after this, losing the match.
Banks gets rolled up.
Oh, Banks got rolled up. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't have the best notes until then. But
I have snippets.
Banks got rolled up and then slapped Bianca after calling her a rookie. To which a lot of people got mad that Bianca just took it, like just took the slap in shock. I don't know. I was shocked. I was like, damn, that's a bitchin' slap right there. Came out of nowhere.
Bitchin' slap? What the hell? And no, I was a little surprised because Bianca is definitely like, you get in her face, she'll get in your face right back. So her kind of just taking the slap, surprising, but SmackDown, she's going to ruin Sasha, which good. Please.
Yeah. I saw people on Twitter like, oh, Sasha's officially a heel now. I was like, why?
A heel. Where has this been?
Yeah.
She's never not a heel, guys. I'm not understanding.
It's the same person, but because she slapped Bianca Belair.
She's been doing heel shit
I know,
since
man.
Becoming a character.
She's never not been a heel.
She's a heel. Exactly. And
Yeah.
people are like, oh no, she's a face now. Bull. I call bull. She's been a heel from the jump.
I'll say one thing that sucks. They had a hell of a tag team maneuver. They did like a combination of like a glam slam into a knee. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
that's like a finishing move right there. I was like,
It
shit.
is a finishing move.
But yeah, now we can finally move on to the Sasha and Bianca feud. Hopefully this develops more than just bickering and being self-conscious of who's the best wrestler. Like, fucking do something, man. Make it personal.
We'll see.
Yeah. All day, like during the whole show, up until the Braun Strowman match, we got a replay of Shane tweaking his knee backstage. He comes out the trainer's room. He's on a crutch. He's got his knee iced up, and he's approached by Elias, who says the most babyface stuff. I don't understand how Elias is a bad guy, because he's just saying, Shane, it's been my boyhood dream to perform at WrestleMania. Can you help me out? And then Shane says he doesn't have time for it. Elias persists, and then Shane says, "Oh, I got an idea. Come on. We're gonna put you in a match with Braun." Essentially, it's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened. But before we got there, we had we had what was my most anticipated match of the night. This was downright disturbing. Big E taking on Apollo Crews. The beginning half of this match was frightening. What did you think?
Biggie is a scary, scary man. If they when they let him off the chain like that, he can't be stopped. He's so good. I mean, I love like New Day Biggie where he's dancing around and all that, but when he wants to, he can go, and he's so aggressive, and it's great, and it was a good match. The ending was trash, but
it was definitely a botch.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. You know, something I realized, this was the first match where I was like, Yeah, I'm glad Big E's not in New Day anymore. Because the Big E we got tonight wouldn't work if he had to go back to the locker room around the New Day, or if Kofi and Xavier were at ringside. This Big E character would not work with them around. So yeah, this was the first time where I was like, yeah, it's actually good that they broke up, because now of what we're getting. Yeah, Big E just squashes Apollo Crews to the point where I thought it was going to be a complete squash match. Like, he just kept trash talking, saying, "This is what you wanted." He's repeatedly splashing him on the apron. It was some brutal stuff. The suplexes, good God, he was throwing him. Apollo Crews got back into the match after countering Big E running at him in the turnbuckle. He drop kicked his knee and he hit the turnbuckle, and Apollo was finally able to get his offense in. He was stomping the back of Big E's neck. It was just a very violent, visceral feeling to this match between these two guys. I loved it. But like you said, in the end, we got this weird, like, roll up where I think it was supposed to be a double pin and Big E kicked out at the end, but what it looked like was Big E was pinned, ate the 3 count, kicked out late, and then the ref awarded it to him. And you know it was a botch because they didn't talk about it. They didn't throw it to replay. They just swept it under the rug. Apollo Crews beat down Big E afterwards and was screaming at him that they're not over yet. Thank God they're not over. I could take this and Drew and Sheamus. I'm almost mad that Drew is going after Bobby Lashley and not someone else. I need more Drew and Sheamus along with this at Mania.
I mean, you definitely know it was a botch. I'm pretty sure. I think Jess was the ref. I think I'm pretty sure she stopped. Like, she full on a whole second didn't put her hand down for 3, and then all that shenanigans happened. But yeah, I can't wait to see this at Mania. There's no way it's not gonna be at Mania.
Yeah.
And if they put it on like the kickoff shows, trash. Don't do it.
No, they're not. It's the IC belt. Yeah, they're gonna give that one a good spot.
I mean, they've done IC stuff on the kickoff before.
Yeah, but usually those were like the multi-man matches. It wasn't like such a personal story. Like,
that's true.
This is one of their most invested stories that they got going on any of the shows right now. And probably the one I'm the most into. Which, like I said, it would actually be Drew and Sheamus if their stuff didn't end tonight. But yeah, absolutely. It was brutal, man. I can't wait. Give me more. Talk us through. We went from such a dark, visceral vibe to this weird ass Old Spice commercial. Yo, what was this, Katie? What the hell was?
I don't know. I don't know. It was an Old Spice commercial. Joe Average.
Who's Joe Average?
I don't know.
You watch NXT? Is he an NXT guy?
He kind of looked like an NXT guy.
He looked like who's the guy that does the air guitar? Boogentogen.
Like this.
Chat, do y'all know who I'm talking about? Who's the air guitar guy in NXT?
I know who you're talking about, but he hasn't been on TV in months, probably.
I felt like that was him. That's the only person I could think of when I saw him.
Well, he looked familiar, or he at least sounded familiar. But no, I don't know who it was. Joe Average. Selling, not even selling, he's just telling people about Old Spice. Shows it to Drew Gulak. And then we see R-Truth is like hiding inside / behind the display. And then Akira Tozawa comes up with a ninja, and R-Truth like hands it to him. It's stupid. This was the dumbest thing. I think I don't know. R-Truth having the 24/7 belt back is great, but what the hell was this?
I don't know. Yeah, Truth, it was pulled through this standing Old Spice display. Apparently it was enough to knock him and Tozawa out, and then average Joe panicking trying to pick up all the Old Spice. Looks like, he accidentally pins Truth to be awarded the 24/7 title. Truth rolls him up, gets it back, takes off, and then it comes to reveal Tozawa rips his shirt and he's the Night Panther. Who's the Night Panther?
I don't know.
Who is the Night Panther, Katie? I don't.
Is this gonna be another who pied Kevin Owens question?
The prophecy is true. According to Tozawa, there's a prophecy about this man. Is this what I'm missing on NXT or 205 Live?
205 Live, maybe. This shit ain't happening on NXT, my guy.
I don't know what the hell this was, man.
What's happening on NXT is Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly getting arrested for trying to kill each other in their cars, apparently.
I saw that, dude. I'm missing some good shit. I know I am.
Yeah, you are.
I know.
Crazy.
I know I am. It's just too much wrestling every week. It was so cheesy, though. The whole thing was cheesy. I do listen, though. I will kind of be into it if they found a way to incorporate their sponsor spots with the 24/7 title. I'm okay with these skits. I really am. But I got to know who the Night Panther is. They better follow up on that shit. Just got you to swear. I saw that, Katie.
God damn it.
Oh, man.
Anyways.
What do you think about Randy Orton being on the Broken Skull? Because that was announced.
Yeah, I mean, I caught part of it after.
I don't know, man. Randy Orton strikes me as a guy that it's almost, you know how some people never wanted Undertaker to break kayfabe?
Yeah.
I kind of have that vibe with Randy. Now, I know his social media, you can catch him dancing and stuff like that. But it's kind of like, I'm so invested in this heel character that he's got. Like, I don't want to see, like, chill Randy, because he just strikes me as a frat boy that grew up. Is kind of how he strikes me.
I mean, from what I caught, he didn't even like want to be a wrestler, which is crazy. Imagine WWE without Randy Orton.
He's already in well on his. I mean, by the time his career is done, he'll be in people's, like, the conversation of the greatest of all time.
100%.
You know, he'll pop up in those conversations, just plenty.
As he should.
Yeah. Backstage. Man, we had some stupid shit. I skipped over the Elias and Braun Strowman squash match over here. Yeah, so Elias, this is, we're getting Shane and Braun at Mania, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know why Vince thinks his son needs a prominent spot in so many WrestleManias. Dude, it scares me that they book Shane like he's legit one of the deadliest strikers in WWE. Like, I think WWE takes him seriously as like a main event guy, which freaks me the fuck out, man.
It just means they don't have faith in the guys they actually, wrestle week in and week out, or are up and coming, or people they don't put on TV, like Aleister Black.
Aleister Black.
Andrade.
They don't have time each week, but we've got time to slime Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon shuffle in his new sneakers. The fuck is this, man?
Gotta love the Shane shuffle, but dude, no. I don't want to see Double Dare 2000 on my fucking Raw every night now. No, stop. We don't need it. We don't want it. Take it away. But they don't listen to the fans. We've realized.
Yeah. What happens is Elias is introduced in the ring to do one of his performances by Shane McMahon, who's out there with him. As Elias starts to sing, Shane interrupts him, and he literally says, "I don't mean to interrupt you because you're always getting interrupted." Which I was like, dick move, Shane. And even acknowledge you're doing the thing. But then he just honestly, it was kind of funny just because he was like how you treat a Band-Aid. He just peeled it off quick. Oh, by the way, you replaced me against Braun. Peace. And then the fucking train sound. I was like, oh damn, that was mean. That's some low cold shit right there. Not much happened in the match. Braun pretty much owned him almost the whole time, with the exception of Riker throwing like a distraction for a moment. So Strowman squashes Elias, and it just means it's going to keep going to Mania, which Shane will probably win. Shane will probably win that. Wouldn't be surprised.
Don't put that out in the universe. Don't say Shane will win.
I mean, do we really care about Strowman at this point?
I mean, no, I don't care about either of them. I care about Shane like when he was in his prime, in like.
Yeah, because he was like some youngster, you know, obviously not a wrestler, just wrecking himself trying to pay his dues. At this point, it's just like you've got 3 spots. You dive onto the table, you do the coast to coast, and if there's something tall, you'll jump off on it. You know, jump off it, and
possibly die.
That's your 3 things, and then you throw the weirdest fucking punches. And that everyone hypes him up. Shane's a legit striker, man. He's one of the top strikers in WWE. I'm like, dude, are you watching what we're watching? You're not. You're not watching what we're watching. Of course not.
Are you watching what we're watching? No, because they don't care about their product. They don't care about the fans. They don't give a fuck. It sucks.
Yeah. You know what I care about? This custom scooter business that Matt Riddle wanted to do with Shinsuke Nakamura. They doubled down on this stoner impression, didn't they? Matt Riddle went all in. It was funny. It was stupid. It's kind of cringy funny.
That's the thing. It's cringy. Like, I'm all for the comedy aspect, but when it gets cringe, I'm like, I can't laugh at it. That whole time I was just like, this is stupid.
The sight of him with that belt around his neck, riding a scooter backstage, high off his ass.
He can barely keep his eyes open.
That's our U.S. champion, folks, by the way. That's our U.S. champion.
Ali's going to take the belt off him at Mania, and all will be right in the world.
I fucking hope so. I hope someone does. He doesn't need the belt, man. He doesn't need the belt. He's got a scooter. Yeah, but he rides up to Nakamura before his match and essentially just acts like a complete doofus stoner. WWE doesn't know how to do anything outside of stereotypes. It is just some of the most stereotypical like stoner acting. But I mean, him and Nakamura
necessarily acting.
He goes off on this rant about having a friend Skeeter who skates on a scooter at a skate park. And
My Cousin Skeeter. That was a show on Nickelodeon.
I know. That's all I could think of too a Skeeter.
I was like, where's the puppet? Where's he at?
And while he's going on this tangent, the camera's cut up real close to him. And then when he's done telling the story to Nakamura and it pans back out, Nakamura has disappeared. And so he just scooters off. He just scoots. Yeah.
It's the worst. I can't.
It really is bad. It's terrible. It's written for Kevin. Like that's it.
Exactly.
It's just that's who it's written for is Kevin. That's it, man. Which I mean, Riddle's on Raw, so y'all get to cover it. I mean, there you go. At least Kevin gets to cover Matt Riddle. Oh man. But that led us to what, the match between Seth and Nakamura?
Wait, what? What did you ask me?
That the whole scooter segment with Nakamura led into the match with him and Seth Rollins. Yeah.
You said it so fast I couldn't understand you. I was like, what the fuck
it's
did you
my
just say to
bad.
me?
I drank coffee right before the pay-per-view, so my timing's a little off.
Jesus.
Sorry.
It's fine. We also haven't done a show together in a while, so we're...
It's that weird. You know what it is? We're not shooting in the morning. You and I vibe really well in the morning. At night, we're just on different planes.
Maybe you should just do Raw recaps with me again, but no, you won't. It's fine. You hate me. I get it.
Do not hate you. I miss working with you. Do.
It's all right. Mania, it'll be me and you basically the whole week, so it's fine.
Yeah. I have a feeling it's going to be like that. We might just pass on predictions. You know, it's cheap content.
Idea.
Huh?
Might be a good idea.
Yeah, we can just throw it on Twitter. Who knows? Maybe. I don't know. The match, though, between Seth and Shinsuke.
Fire.
Fucking awesome.
That, I don't even know how to describe what the hell Seth did. It looked like he jumped over Nakamura, but his foot stayed, and then he just kicked Nakamura in the back of the head with his other leg. That was the smoothest move I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's nice to see Seth breaking out new moves, for sure.
I love Seth Rollins. And the feud in the match we're gonna probably get between him and Cesaro at Mania.
Oh, that's gonna be the one, like, that'll be like the one that like the hardcore fans are looking forward to most probably. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, no, Seth and Nakamura just had a great back and forth match. I mean, the story was Seth was constantly looking at the camera, acknowledging that Cesaro was watching from home, and that, you know, essentially, look what I'm doing to your boy. You know, I kind of have a problem with that, you know, because it kind of diminishes Nakamura, but luckily Nakamura wasn't squashed. You know, Seth kind of did pay for getting so distracted. But yeah, in the end, Seth broke out that new move, led him to a stomp for the victory, and it was just a fantastic match. I think that I don't know, you know, I'd say like that's one of my matches of the night, but it's kind of like every actual wrestling match, or that was no, yeah, because you had that one, you had all the matches from here forward, so the last three matches of the night were awesome, because I don't really count Randy Orton and Alexa Bliss as a match. That was more of like a weird thing we'll get into. But anyways, I'm so distracted. The promo for Drew and Sheamus was so good. It was
so good.
Neither guy looked like a bad guy.
I know.
It was essentially summed up a friend betrayed and a friend forgotten. You know, Drew being betrayed by Sheamus in his hunt for the title, and then Sheamus feeling like, you know, Drew broke that glass ceiling and forgot Sheamus, who, you know, hasn't, I guess. Although that Sheamus is a world champ, former, but
a five-time champ. But
yeah, I know, but he still doesn't feel like it, you know. Like, he feels more like a champ nowadays than he ever did when he had the belt.
That's true.
But no, the promo was fire. Drew came out with face paint. I'm just mad Sheamus didn't come out with like green and yellow face paint, and they just wore their country flags as like war paint. You know, that would have been dope.
That would have been really cool.
But no, yeah, Drew definitely came out full Braveheart. Looks like he broke his sword. Did you catch that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so you know how normally it's a straight down push?
Yeah.
That junk went down and then cocked over to the side really quick.
Oh no.
Yeah, so either he missed whatever he inserts it to, or he broke that shit. Which is Vince McMahon's sword, so I hope he didn't break it.
Oh, Jesus.
But I don't even know how you break this match down. These guys just went to war. This match was full of pain.
Yeah. And like, we've seen them almost kill each other 2 other times before this. Next level.
I think if you were to find a match, like you want to compare how stiff this match was to another WWE match, I think you'd have to go all the way back to Shinsuke debuting on NXT against Sami Zayn to find a match where 2 guys hit each other as hard as they did tonight. From the opening punch, Sheamus talking trash to McIntyre, and he starts the match off with a legit shoot punch to the face. These guys lit each other up, folks. Some of the highlights: Sheamus getting tossed through a set of LED panels on the Thunderdome. Finally, we get a spot like that, sparks flying everywhere. Sheamus ended up doing a white noise to Drew through the announce table.
Off the barricade.
off the barricade. These guys went to war with kendo sticks, lighting each other up. I mean, it was honestly probably the funnest popcorn match to watch tonight. And then it ended up coming down to Sheamus breaking off piece of the announce table, bringing it in the ring. But unfortunately, he ate a Future Shock DDT onto it, and then Drew won with the Claymore. But this match was awesome. I legitimately yelled when Sheamus went through the LED boards. Like, it legit got me to yell right next to Jess, screaming in the living room while our kids are trying to sleep. It was fucking nuts, man.
I think I saw a tweet. It was like, imagine finally getting into the Thunderdome and you're one of the screens Sheamus goes through. That'd be so unfortunate.
Oh my god, man. I could watch those guys fight forever. For real. Yeah, fantastic stuff. RN in the chat, they were saying, no one hits you harder than your friends when you're in the ring. Mm-hmm. And if this is the case, Drew McIntyre and Sheamus are like the best of friends, because these guys were just laying into each other, man.
A 20-year friendship. That's... yeah. I mean, like you said, a shoe punch in the very beginning. That should have been the factor of like, oh, so that's how this match is going to be. Oh, they wrecked each other. It was great.
I know. You know what's cool? If WWE wants to be petty, they can kind of recreate the Eddie Kingston saving Jon Moxley whole thing. And like just have this blood feud, and then Sheamus eventually comes out and saves McIntyre from, I don't know. It'll be years down the road, so I guess like the Fiend and a returning Big Show to WWE are gonna like kill McIntyre, and Sheamus will save him or something. I don't know. It's long-term
Why
booking.
Big Show of all people? Why is that the first name you thought of?
Just something random. Just need something random.
Big Show's with AEW now, sir.
I said when he comes back, he turns all the time. Okay, you think he's not gonna turn on AEW?
Ooh.
That dude will show up in CMLL at one point.
He's gonna end up in New Japan.
Yeah, just go everywhere. He'll end up on NWA Power for an episode. I bet he would be awesome on Power.
That'd be kind of cool.
I do. Big Show, because they have some good comedy stuff from what I heard. Big Show would be good. All right, so Katie, I'm gonna let you just give us your impressions on Randy Orton and Alexa Bliss. What we got here?
Okay. So it wasn't really a match. As soon as Randy came out, he started puking up the tar, the whatever. People are calling it a bunch of different stuff.
I call it black goo.
Yeah. Bliss finally comes out. Like I said, she's got like undead zombified makeup. Like it's a lot like flushed out in the face, but her eyes are super dark. And Randy immediately tries to go after her. Fire just shoots up from like the middle of the ring. That's fine. She's skipping around ringside. A light fixture almost falls on Randy.
She summoned a light fixture down.
Yeah, like where did that even come from?
So she's a pyrokinetic and a telekinetic. Those are her superpowers. Oh, and she's like super cute.
True. She's constantly teasing and taunting Randy. She shoots another fireball at him, and after that, what?
Randy, just throw a blanket at her, man. Stop walking forward, dude. This chick, yeah, it was weird, man, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they were like, oh, she missed him a little bit. He dodged it. He blocked the fireball. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Okay. And then as he's getting up from the fireball, we see a hand come out of the mat. And I was like, it's your boy, the Fiend.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Straight out of hell. Demonized Fiend. Hits his sister Abigail and Randy. Bliss kind of just like walks over, pins Randy in a very provocative manner.
She mounts him. Okay, she went full cowgirl.
I didn't want to say it.
She went full cowgirl. It's like,
And the Fiend's just standing behind her, and it's just weird. And now there's all of the memes, and I'm
yeah,
uncomfortable.
it's like every chick watching wrestling was like, "Damn, I wish I was Bliss," and every dude was like, "Yo, I wish I was Randy." Right now, it was. I've never seen a pin done like that. I'll say that much. I wonder what Randy. I wonder if like Randy told his wife. He had to have, right? You think he told his wife ahead of time?
Kim probably knows.
Yeah,
she's probably fine with it.
You'd have to. You'd never want to surprise her. The missus.
But I knew Alexa Bliss would win, so that's a point.
Damn, I said it was going to be a non-finish.
Nah, I knew the Fiend would get involved. I knew Bliss would win because of the Fiend.
No, I thought the Fiend would drag Randy under the fucking mat or something. I don't know.
Nah, we've seen that too many times. We had to see him full demon.
Yeah, did you see the Kenny for your thoughts tweet? It says the girlfriend, she said, "Babe, hey, did you remember to pull the pizza out of the oven?" And then it says the pizza, and it's a picture of the Fiend.
I did see that. Kenny's Twitter game's actually fire.
Dude, Kenny's hilarious, man. I'm super jealous. It's like, if there's anyone I envy, it's Kenny.
You're a funny guy too, Kyle. When you want to be.
He's articulate. Like, he's so well thought out. It's like, I always like, whenever he like goes on his soapbox, you know, I'm like, shit, I think the same thing. I just never know how to articulate it so elegantly like you do.
I mean, it makes sense that his podcast is a Kenny for your thoughts.
Yeah, it's true.
It all makes sense.
It all makes sense now. It's his gimmick. And this led us into the main event of the night. Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan. Oh boy, Daniel reminded us he is still
Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan.
Oh, sorry, Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan.
There you go. You're close.
I forget what it's like when you're in the chat. You get to quietly correct me. You know?
No, no. See, it's different now. I'm back to just correcting your ass live. Like when you got RM's nameplate wrong, I corrected you quietly and politely in the chat.
It wouldn't be me if I didn't botch like everything. So
it's all right.
No, Daniel Bryan reminded us like why he's still one of the best wrestlers in the world. It's crazy to think that we are coming to an end of full-time Daniel Bryan. Like, oh my God, it hurts the idea of him only being around a few times a year or only for like a segment or two. I mean, if rumor is to be believed, you know, the whole story is after Mania. That's it. I'm going to go home, be a dad, and I'll come out for like a 3-month program here and there, you know?
Yeah. And it's crazy because I feel like he just came back.
3 years ago. He's been back for 3 years.
Time's not real.
I'm telling you, right?
Jesus. There's 3?
Yes. He came back 3 years ago.
Time's not real. I've said that too many times on this podcast. Time is an illusion. It's some bullshit. Whatever.
But I love the story that Bryan tells. He did the same thing against Brock Lesnar. He takes these titans that make him look like a huge underdog, and he shows no fear. And if anything, he shows, I wouldn't say arrogance, but an undeniable confidence in the ring. Like, oh, you thought I was a pushover. I'm your equal. If anything, I'm your superior. You know, and then he proves it through his like shoot style wrestling and his strikes. I mean, he owned the first probably like third of this match. He owned the offense, and then as Roman started getting his stuff in, then Daniel Bryan was finding ways to counter and get out of every bad situation. He put Roman in the yes lock like 5 or 6 times. Like, he kept twisting Roman up in a pretzel on so many occasions. I loved seeing Roman vulnerable in an aspect, not like in a power, like he's in there with someone who can hit harder than Roman and he's got to sell it, but Roman selling like actual submissions and wrestling maneuvers you just wouldn't expect to see him wrapped up in. It was gorgeous. It was definitely my favorite like wrestling match. And then not to mention all the overbooking in the finish. Oh man, I loved this match. Daniel Bryan is mounting his huge comeback. He goes for his running knee on Roman. He accidentally hits the ref. This finally prompts Edge, who's been ringside for like a half hour, it feels, to take part in the match. Ref is now playing referee. Roman hits a spear, but it takes too long for Edge to get in there, so Bryan's able to kick out. Bryan mounts this comeback. As he's coming back, Jey Uso gets involved, attacking Bryan with a chair. Bryan fights his way out, gets the chair, hits Jey, goes to hit Roman because he knows all the refs are down, accidentally hits Edge, puts Roman in the yes lock. Roman Reigns taps out for the first time in his fucking career. It was so subtle and small, but it was there. It happened. It was so good. It was so good. Unfortunately, though, you hit Edge with the chair. So Edge came back, destroyed Bryan, destroyed Roman, stormed off. Roman pinned Bryan as a new ref entered. We're getting a triple threat at Mania.
100%.
Yeah, this is a triple threat at Mania. Oh, yeah, no doubt.
I can't even be mad at it.
No. So when the rumors were circling, I was like, no, it's a stopgap. They did the same thing to Bryan in 2016. He lost. That was the Royal Rumble that Roman won with The Rock endorsing him and everyone booed. So they gave Bryan a chance at FastLane to take Roman's spot and Bryan lost. So I was kind of just thinking, I was like, yeah, it's just a way to get Bryan in there before Mania. But like, no, it's happening, man. It's all over it. Roman tapped out. Bryan's going to play that footage every time that dude walks out on SmackDown.
As he should.
I'd have that shit as my wallpaper. You just turn your phone on and it's just Roman tapping. Like, hell yes. Oh, man. What'd you think of the match?
It was incredible. It just proved that Daniel Bryan can still go. We got to see Edge kind of snap, which I know a lot of people have been waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
And again, just setting up the triple threat at Mania, because we were originally just going to get spear versus spear, which that alone was crazy. Mm-hmm. If Bryan somehow would have won this match, Bryan versus Edge would have been insane. But getting all three, take my money.
Hell take yeah. It now. I think this was one of Roman Reigns' best in matches in recent memory, if not in a long time. Like, yeah. He played his part so well. The fact that he did show vulnerability, it made me enjoy him more. Because, you know, his character obviously has been just unstoppable lately, you know, and you got to kind of throw something different in there at some point to keep yourself fresh. And so to show him selling so much for Daniel Bryan really was like a fresh coat of paint for Roman, I thought. Like it was. Yeah. I think this was both Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns' best match. I mean, out of the top of my head, I'd have to say for years. I can't really think of a match. I know they've had bangers in the past, but off the top of my head, I can't really think of one in recent memory. I think this is both of their best matches in a long fucking time, and it was so good.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a good match. I wasn't even like really aware of like how long it was going on for until like I looked down at the clock and I was like, oh wow, this has actually been going on for a long time. Because like I said, every other match was probably less than 20 minutes, and this went a half an hour at least.
Yeah, the card was very top heavy. Like the first half, you'd chalk it up to like a SmackDown episode. Yeah. But the second half, yeah, man, good pay-per-view stuff. It was really good. I enjoyed it. And if you guys enjoyed us, consider supporting us on patreon.com/SmackedRawPodcast. Got a whole bunch of stuff on there. Stickers, t-shirts. We have another episode of UWO coming out next Saturday. So this upcoming Saturday, a week from today, 9 a.m. UWO, because two of our guests are some well-known guys over in the UK. I'm going to reveal it on Twitter tomorrow, but I have my guests booked. It'll be a special 9 a.m. edition here on the East Coast. Just because it's so late for the boys over in the UK, just couldn't line up the times. Bama Dave, though, I'll confirm Bama Dave is on the show too. So the United States and the United Kingdom are teaming up to yeet your tweets, man. And you can be on the show if you go to Patreon.
Ridiculous. Please make that the tag for the episode.
Oh my god. Oh man. Anyways, thank you all for joining us. Make sure to like, comment, leave a review, share, all that fun stuff. You can follow us on Twitter at SmackDrawPod, myself at the Kai Tai Show, and of course Katie at Katie Wrestling 13. But like always, until next time, y'all have a good one.
Bye.